Hello and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to make a video today talking about what I do to keep my Chevy Volt running. As you guys know, the Chevy Volt has been discontinued, and as time goes by, it's more and more difficult to come across parts for the Chevy Volt. Some suspension and other components of the vehicle are specific to this car, even though it may look somewhat like the Chevy Cruze of the same era. So let's start with the simple things first. It's the first thing I want to talk about is obvious. The car sits very, very low. So one thing I do is I avoid going on dirt roads where you might have ruts and you try to navigate them and you bottom the car, and then when that happens, a lot of the components that service the battery, they run underneath the vehicle, especially the active cooling system of the battery that contains coolant. It runs underneath the vehicle. If you drive on bad roads and even driving on in heavy snow, you could damage any of those components, cause a leak, and then you break your car, or you discover after a while that you have a slow coolant leak that's very difficult to pinpoint. The second thing I do is I use only pure synthetic oil, that's full synthetic, and I go a little bit thicker because right now my vehicle sits at about more than 250,000 miles. So I do a lot of driving on a daily basis and weekly, but it's mostly highway driving. So I don't use the 530 that I think is recommended. I go a little bit thicker, so I believe it's 540. Yeah, I think it's 540 if at all I'm right. But I know for the top end it's not 30. I go above 30. So that's the second thing I do. And then the third thing is I try to check just take a look underneath the hood. See if anything weird is going on. You see an oil spot, you see something that might be loose, and I go ahead and tighten up that, make sure everything is good to go. Because one little problem leads to another, and before you know, they accumulate. And this car is so well integrated that one little thing might cause the whole car to become bricked. Let's say a dead 12-volt battery. It will cause the car to start acting weird, and then the next thing you know, you're stranded somewhere. So those are basically the two things I consider very essential for the Chevy Volt. Number one, avoid bad roads, roads that have ruts, rocks, and deep snow that may rub underneath the car. And then secondly, use only good grade, fully synthetic oil. That way your sensors don't get messed up and you don't get sludge build up in your engine. One other thing to consider, I believe the Chevy Volt also has one of those transmissions that they say doesn't require any servicing. I don't think that's true. I recently changed 2 quarts of my transmission fluid. I got the OEM fluid from the local Chevy dealer. It was about $25 for I think it was Mercon 6, and I thought that was quite expensive, but what do I know? So I got 2 quarts from there. I opened the drain plug underneath the transmission, and I measured roughly 2 quarts, and then I went on top of the transmission, opened up the 19mm bolt, and filled up the 2 quarts. And I can assure you that the 2 quarts that came out, it was quite dirty. So I definitely think that the transmission definitely needs servicing after so many miles. It's got 3 clutches in there, and I believe it said that the clutches, they disengage and engage after the car would have matched the speeds of the two ends that have to be connected. So there's minimal wear. But if you have about 200,000 miles on your Chevy Volt, which I think most of them would be coming up to about that right now, 150,000 miles, you know, yeah, go ahead, change your transmission fluid. It definitely needs servicing. So even if they say it's a lifetime component, no, definitely go ahead and change that fluid. You'll be shocked at how dirty the fluid coming from there might be. So that's what I do, and the vehicle is very well built, and I think it's going to stand up to a few more years of use. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and your tricks that you use to keep your Chevy Volt running in tip-top condition. Bye for now. Catch you guys on the next video.